Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce 𝒖𝒕𝒑𝒐𝒏𝒏 video session 41. So basically the output connection, we will further continue for other standard objects, other standard Salesforce Sales Cloud object. So basically this is my external Salesforce developer org, okay? And over here, what I'm going to do is I will show you about account, how many accounts we have. So let's say I write from, sorry, not account, contact, okay? So this will be contact, and let's take a few fields. Let's say I take name, okay? What are the other fields I can take? So let's quickly open one, contact records. Okay. Let me go to details and let's see. Maybe I can take something related to department, or let's see if there is some pick list field. Okay, lead source. Lead source makes sense to me, as well as level. Okay, lead source and level. So let me write lead source and level. Okay. Now if I export, I can see there are 20 records. Fine. And what I'm going to do is over here, now I will apply the same in my Einstein org. So let me again click on data export. And yeah, I think that query is already written. Okay. So in my Einstein org, I can see there are only 3 records. Okay. Where I have lead source, web, and level equal to primary. Let's do one thing. Let's modify this one. Fine. So here, let me just very quickly modify this record. And here also, or I have, okay, let me modify this. Let me write as lead source equal to, let's say, phone inquiry, okay, and level also, let's say, secondary, okay, phone inquiry and secondary. And what I will do is I will just create very quickly 3 more records. Okay, I don't have any test records, it seems, okay, which is fine. And here, let's say I lead source as phone inquiry and level, let's say secondary. Let me click on save and new. And once again, let's say I create a contact 2 with the same thing, lead source phone inquiry and level secondary, save and new, and one last record where I will be creating 3 level secondary and lead source phone inquiry. Let me click on save. And now if I click on export, right? So I have 3 records with lead source and level. What I'm going to do is I will actually, with the help of Salesforce output connector, I will transfer this over here. Okay. So I have phone inquiry. If you see here, I don't have anything related to phone inquiry, right? So let me write one query in my external Salesforce developer org where I'm going to write lead source equal to phone inquiry. Okay. Because I don't see any data related to phone. Okay, phone inquiry. Fine. So there's no records. Now what I'm going to do is, at first, let me very quickly open the Analytics Studio. Let me quickly go to Data Manager, Manage Data Flow. So, since I created 3 new contact records, the first thing is I have to run this connect tab. Okay. So where is the contact? Yeah, this is the contact for me. So let me run it so that I get all the latest records as well, which I have just now created. And if I'm not wrong, I think by default, we don't have, okay, we also have phone inquiry, but over here, we don't see any records with phone inquiry. What I'm going to do is I will actually import those contact records from my Salesforce 𝑐𝒖𝒕𝒑𝒐𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒄𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏 to this Salesforce developer org. Okay. So hopefully this ran successfully now. And here under this, let's say free session 7, we had updated one record, right? So I will just do this thing for contact. So at first, I will select the Salesforce objects, and here I can see contact over here. Okay. So from here, what I'm going to select is I will select ID. I don't need the ID because ID is the default, means it will be a unique ID when it will be there in a Salesforce external org. So here I am going to take uh, the name, my name, and I think I was taking, let me search over here, department. Hmm. Sorry, I didn't take department. I'm sorry. It was lead source. Okay. Lead source and level. Lead source and level. Okay. That's it. Let me click on next. So I've taken the lead source and level. And what I'm going to do is I will click on this output connection. I will just write it as output connection. The selection name will be Salesforce developer org. The operation will be insert. And here I will select contact over here. Okay. And yeah, from the contact object which is coming from my external developer org, right? It will, this lead source will get mapped to lead source, level to level, name to name. And let me click on apply over here. And let me write insert Salesforce, insert. Insert to sales, insert record to Salesforce external contact. Okay. And let me click on apply over here. And after that, what I'm going to do is I will just click on save and run. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I actually didn't apply the filters. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me cancel it from here. Again, it's the sync is running. Okay, let the sync run, but I will not let the recipe run. I will cancel the recipe because I will only transfer this many records. Okay, I will only transfer those records which are phone inquiry. The web source will be phone inquiry. That's the whole purpose. So I have to put a filter. So let the sync run, and what I'm going to do, I will cancel the recipe. Once you cancel the recipe, basically that particular data layer will not get executed. Okay. And also one more thing is here I have written the update part. So currently I don't want to update as well. Fine. So let's say I write something like account source equals, okay. Let me just randomly select a value. Let me give it as capital A. Okay. And let me click on done. Yeah, let me click on done. So what will happen is now let me click on apply. That's fine because I don't want to update the Salesforce record. That's why I've just given that filter over here, nothing else. Now what I'm going to do is I will just refresh the previews, which is fine. Now here I will put a filter. So here the filter will be this one, which I mentioned. That is my lead source equal to phone inquiry. So I will just click over here and I will mention lead source is equal to phone inquiry because those are the records which I only want to insert. Okay. So filter on lead source equal to phone inquiry. Filter on lead source. That's the whole purpose. Let me click on apply. Now let me just click on save and run. Okay. Now we will actually monitor this. So basically what I've done, I've just filtered out those records. And if you see over here, there are 4 records which I have, right? So there are 4 records which I have. So now once it comes over here, okay. Now if I click on export, currently of course there is 0 records, but in my Salesforce external log, once I refresh the screen, I should be able to see 4 number of records. So let's quickly check it, as well as if I just also show you one more thing here. Let's say if I just go for contact, so I'm seeing 20 records, okay, in total. So total 20 records are there in my Salesforce external developer org. Once it executes successfully, I will be able to see 24 records. Okay, so here I will be able to see 4 records because I don't have any contact records with this condition, and in total I should be able to see 24 records. That's the common sense. And now let's monitor this and see if it runs execute successfully. Okay guys, as you can see, this actually failed. This recipe failed. And what it's saying is it's missing the mapping for required fields for target object. What has been the problem is that basically here I didn't give the, so whenever you are inserting records, right, you have to be very careful with the fact that you have to insert those fields as well which are compulsory. Okay, so the mistake which I made is, as we all know, in our contact records, okay, for example, if you see over here, fine, and let's say I just click on edit one of the things, that is fine. Now if you see here, this last name is a compulsory field in contact. Okay, similarly in opportunity we have stage name, right, as a compulsory field. So whichever is your compulsory field, that one you have to positively take. Okay, so that is something I missed. So over here, let's say I go for last name. Okay, because that is one field which is required, and let me click on next. And now if I click over here, uh, okay, yeah, name, okay, last name, fine. So let me click on last name over here. Okay, and what I will do is probably, fine, I think the name is also fine. Okay, it doesn't matter. So we have the last name as well as the name. Fine, ideally this last name is a compulsory field which definitely needs to get mapped. That's the main purpose. Okay, so now let me just click on apply. Or what I was thinking is, if I can remove the name and just have the last name, that is also possible. So just let me go over here. Let me deselect the name part. Okay, and let me click on next. Now over here, what is going to happen is I have to delete this one, I guess, or let me just delete it from here. Yeah, that also makes sense. Now let me click on apply. Yeah, what I did, I just deleted that name part which is not needed anymore. And let me just refresh the preview because I'm not getting to see any records right now in my preview screen. Okay, right now it's there, last name, lead source level. So last name is my compulsory field in my external Salesforce developer. Of course, it's there in my instance org also, that's fine. So whichever records you are inserting, you have to ensure the compulsory fields definitely needs to be inserted, otherwise it will throw an error. Now let me click on save and run. And now once again, let us monitor the screen. Okay, friends, so as you can see, this recipe right now ran successfully because, well, it didn't run because of that reason which I mentioned. And now, as I told you, there were 4 records, right? So now if I just again refresh the screen, as you can see, there are total 4 records, right? Earlier it was showing 0 records in my external developer org, and now these are 20 records which were already there. Now if I again refresh this, you can see there are 24 records. That means this last 4 records got inserted over there. Okay, so yeah, that is about this part what we have done. So we have taken one contact, or and here yeah, this is my internal contact, which is fine, this contact, and I filtered on lead source, which is phone inquiry, and I'm just inserting all the records of phone inquiry from my internal log to my external Salesforce log, and that's how I have done with Salesforce output connected. Okay, and yeah, that's it about this video. If you have liked the video, then please definitely do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.